2014, September 25th, WIKISPEED Linwood, Washington shop. We've just reassembled the body panels on the NSX after making molds of the hood and the fuel door. And then, oh, go ahead. And luckily the NSX still works. That was awesome, Conrad. Yeah, here's the hood yet to be put on and the front bumper yet to be put on and the fender liners. Now the hood, when we made the mold, which I'll find in a minute, the plastic wrap we bought from Uline actually had tears in it, which I didn't expect. So it let epoxy through. So I have these epoxy ridges on the paint. Luckily this is that OEM Acura NSX, I think it's 24-step process paint. So it's very strong, so we can chip on the epoxy fairly aggressively and not damage the paint. It's amazingly strong paint. But it's very tedious because there's so many little epoxy wrinkles that dripped through the plastic. Here's the Uline plastic. I'm really sad it had little holes in it. Maybe it had been rolled over gravel in the warehouse or something. As we unroll more, maybe it won't have holes anymore. Also, an engine's being worked on here in Bay 2. Here is the hood mold. That's the backside with reinforcement. Here's the underside, and you can see the reinforcement through. That was worked on today. And then the NSX hood. Hey John, where's the hood that was sitting on here?
Oh, it's
okay, yeah. Here's the, wow, it's dark. There is a hood there. Well, it's not showing up on the camera very well. There is a in-house made carbon fiber Acura NSX hood, and it has rain on it right now, which is good because it had the mold release agent, which we use Vaseline, and the rain is helping remove the Vaseline. So that was worked on today. And then here's car 6, which we have back, and we're about to drill to put on the, we've just taken the tarp off. It was parked outside, and that was to get the rain out. We're about to drill to attach the steering rack together. And then the next step is, I'm hoping to gosh, Milo is going to flare the connection into the brake master cylinder, which then from the master cylinder enters a T and then splits to go into each side of the proportioning valve and then flare those connections.
So are you just trying really hard to try to keep the air as long as possible? Oh.
And then if I'm really lucky, Milo will then flare the connection that goes to another T, which eventually goes to both rear brake calipers. And this car will be then shipped to Germany in just 10 days. So if I'm super lucky,
so where does the
brake
RR
will be plumbed
and the RL
first.
go? I'm confused.
Right rear, right left.
So those go underneath the body, or the interior module?
Those go through these tubes.
There we go. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so it splits out of here and then go through these tubes. And to secure them, there's brake line clips that screw on with a self-tapping screw, and they have a rubber liner to hold the brake line.
Cool.
Right like that.
You gonna show off the drill bit organizer?
Well, of course. So bay number 3 has been reorganized, so there's more room to move around. Now we had a composites shelf before, but now we have a composites and paint shelf, so there might be some reorganization to have things like with like, but it's pretty close. The car hardware is absolutely together, and now we have this room for our power tools. The milling machine, the lathe, and both of the horizontal band saws, and the hydraulic press. Now, it's easy to know if we've misplaced a wrench or a ratchet or a socket, because they all have a visual organizer that's been painstakingly matched. Milo put that together during the week, thank you very much. And all the bins have been lovingly organized. The challenge is, I know when I'm using a screwdriver, I just throw it back in. It's going to be jumbled pretty soon unless we put sub-bins or label the floor trays, but we'll get there. Gosh, it's never been easier to find tools in the shop, actually. What else was done in the last day or week?
The drill bit I did earlier this week, I think, or was it?
Oh yeah, all the drill bits have labeled homes now. Before they used to be in a bin.
The hood.
I did, but it was pretty dark. we'll set it on the NSX next week. And I think that was the majority of it. Brock, WIKISPEED, Linwood, Washington, September 25th, 2014.